Welcome to the Been There Doing That podcast. I'm Robert Scrivener.
And I'm Gayla Scrivener.
We left the 9-to-5 grind, downsized, and our goal is to have freedom to live and to work from just about anywhere.
Welcome to the Been There Doing That
podcast.
That's weird.
Oh, welcome to the Been There Doing That podcast.
With Gayla Scrivener.
And Robert Scrivener.
I think that was in the introduction, but we're just going to reinforce that today.
Because that's the day we are.
That's the day we are. Makes no sense, but we're so glad you joined us today.
I don't either.
That's true. That's true. Today's episode is the name-dropping episode.
Oh.
What are you doing with the
Velcro?
Velcro over there.
Sound effects.
You need to work on those. That was an appropriate time for that sound effect.
Dropped. Just fell off the Velcro.
Oh.
Okay, carry on.
Name-dropping episode. We just thought, I think we like to go to Overland Expo because now that we've been to 5 of them.
I think so, yeah.
It's like coming together with old friends. We don't see them but twice a year.
That's if we go.
If we go both either
East and West.
East and West.
And some of them don't make it to East. Exactly. And some of them don't make it to West.
So it's like meeting old friends. And it's kind of nice. And you pick up where you left off.
You said meeting, right? Not needy.
I don't have needy friends.
Okay. Just making sure.
No. Meeting.
Meeting old friends.
Yes. I'd like to start this episode by having you recount something that happened. I'm just throwing this out at you. Your mind is turning.
It is, because I don't know which one you're going to throw at me.
I know.
Don't keep me on the suspense like that. I'm on a fence. I could fall off or straddle it.
Better not be a barbed wire fence.
I know.
No, when you were checking in folks at the grandstand, there was somebody that asked you, is there going to be video? Are there going to be videos?
Yeah. This couple came up and said, are there going to be videos of this event? Didn't quite understand him at first because...
he had an accent?
Had an accent in a little bit. It caught me off guard, and I said, I'm sure there'll be some on YouTube. He goes, no. Are you Red Jeep? Like, yeah.
He freaked you out.
He knew me.
He was a subscriber.
He was a subscriber, one of my 6 subscribers. No, I think I got 90-something now subscribers on YouTube.
That's awesome. And
goal's to hit 100 by the end of the year. So if you hear this, just hit the subscribe button.
Yeah, go over to YouTube.
You don't have to watch them. You just hit the subscribe button.
It makes Robert feel so much better.
Yeah.
No, but it caught you off guard, and then it kind of like...
I usually the one that are creeping up on people going...
Yes. Tell
I
folks
know your
last
name.
year. Was it last year or the year before when we were at checkout or checking in people?
Last year.
And you recognize people because you follow them on social.
Yep.
And so it's like, hey.
I think I was checking in media people last year, instructors and stuff. So
you already knew who some of them were because you follow them.
Step right on up. I got your name right here.
And that would freak people out. So the tables were turned.
Yeah. And I got turned on. Well, no.
Wait. That doesn't... This is a clean show, Robert.
I cut that hard.
Okay. Well, so this is the name-dropping show, and we met up with so many people that we've already known, and we met new people. The first person that we saw when we pulled up into the parking lot and before we checked in was from East Coast Overland Adventures.
Yes, Mr. Dean Shirley.
We encountered him for the very, very first time at our very, very, very first...
volunteer part.
No.
We didn't?
No. I think that we took his class.
Hey, you're absolutely correct.
Yes!
That's 4-0.
At our very first Overland experience, which was
2015.
2015 at Mormon Lake.
That is...
I don't know the year. I'm just going to say that you're right on that. But it was at Mormon Lake the last year.
What was that? You said I was right?
No, not again. You can rewind if you want to.
Okay.
It was the last year it was at Mormon Lake.
So 2016.
Okay. So you were wrong.
I'm right again now.
2016, and we took his class about...
That was Bloverland.
Yeah, that was a really windy time.
So we took his class.
What was Dean's class about?
I believe it was how to take better pictures. Something.
I think it was not photojournalism, but how to publish a book, and I think that was the time. Does he use Lightroom?
I believe he does.
You were kind of on the fence.
I didn't ask him, but I've seen some stuff.
You were on the fence about Lightroom back then, and then now you've used it a lot.
I use it every time I do pictures, digital pictures anyway.
Yeah, and Dean has a website East Coast Overland Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
He publishes books. He has these guidebooks.
Several books out.
Really cool. And you should check them out. There's going to be links in the show notes. By the way, the show notes for this episode is going to be chock full of links.
Extensive.
Yeah, lots and lots of links. So you need to check these folks out. But I like Dean.
He stays up with his blog currently. You know, he's got a big, nice blog.
And a great following, and he has sponsors, and there's a lot to learn from.
Plus, he's a
Dean.
He's a Jeep guy.
Yeah, you like Jeep guys. You were under a Jeep with him last year.
Yeah, at East. No, not last year's year before, 2017.
Oh,
ish. Somewhere around there.
I have a picture of just your guys' feet.
Yeah, we was laying underneath the Jeep.
His Jeep. But you follow, and I guess we had a really spectacular view of something, and he Instagrammed you, and he's like, mine's at the parking lot.
We was at Muley Point in Utah, and I was doing a live Instagram video of our spot that we camped at, and he was one that, logged on and watched the live view.
Well, he's an instructor at different events. He does a lot of different teaching opportunities at different events. So
he's based off the East Coast, hence the name.
Mm-hmm. And I think that he had, he taught like 5 or 6 classes this time.
He was busy.
He was very busy. And we camped right next to him because he had good solar. He knew where the solar place was.
We like solar.
We do. The second people that we follow that we met up with was actually just Rachel, but Zack and Rachel of Okienomads.
Mm-hmm.
Zack is the volunteer coordinator for West this year because Cyan, who normally does it, had a baby just recently.
Yeah. Cute little thing.
Yeah. I'm surprised that you say that about babies.
Well, it's not mine. If it was mine, you know what it'd look like. Not so cute.
But if it were part mine, it might be cute.
It might be all right.
Yeah. But Zack and Rachel, we've met them last year at East, or a couple years ago.
We met them a year ago this time.
Oh, at West.
First time. And then we seen them again out East.
Mm-hmm. And we worked with them more closely.
Then, and now we worked with them more closely yet.
Yes.
You'll get it right. I'm glad you got notes.
I have notes to prompt you because you're supposed to talk more.
Oh, let's see how this works.
But we really like Zack and Rachel. They have, what kind of vehicle do they have? They were in Baja, and they were house sitting.
Toyota 4Runner.
And with a rooftop tent?
Mm-hmm.
But they just sold their tent.
Yeah, still got the vehicle, though.
Yeah. And they boogied it from California to Oklahoma to switch out vehicles because their normal vehicle is a little school bus.
Yeah, short bus.
With a neat door on it.
Yeah.
A front door, like a regular house.
A real front door, like a house door.
Unless they've changed it out since last time I was...
And if so, let us know. 'Cause we don't like to be wrong.
Well...
Mainly me.
But you do it so well.
I know. Find out one thing you do and do it well.
Do it well. Their adventures on Okienomads is quite fun.
Yeah.
I like
And
them.
they're on YouTube as well.
And I like Rachel. Rachel and I have a lot in common. She crochets. I crochet.
Yeah.
We talked about crochet this time. And they're just good, genuine people.
Yeah. Well, they're Midwest people. You know, it's hard not to like Midwest.
I know. And Zack was saying, were you there when he mentioned that they switched out vehicles, and I guess his mom was borrowing his 4Runner.
Something like that.
And she was at a grocery store or some parking lot, and people would come up and ask her, "Do you live out of that from, all the way in California?"
Are you the Okienomads?
Yeah. And so
that's funny.
They're good people. And I think from our perspective, they did a great job at their roles with Overland. They work for Overland Expo, so they do a great job putting in a plug. They asked us if we're going to go out east. I'm not sure if we're going to be doing that this year.
It'll be a tight schedule.
Mm-hmm. Now, who was that nice young gentleman that was our neighbor with the cute little dog, Jensen? Oh, Jensen wasn't a little dog, but Oscar got along with him.
Yeah, it was little enough that Oscar got along with. That would be Travis Wolcott.
What does Travis do?
I ain't quite sure, but I know he's traveled extensively through the Change the World Fund.
Change the World Fund. What is that? That is a nonprofit, and there's donations
for younger folks that want to travel.
Then there's donations that can contribute to the fund, and there's at Overland Expo every year they have raffles, really cool raffles that help fund the Change the World Fund. Didn't you tell me that Travis wrote a book?
No, not that I know of.
Oh,
hey, maybe he's in the works of it.
Maybe you were telling me about somebody else.
I tell you about a lot of people. I don't know if you listen.
Depends on the day.
And the time?
And the time.
Okay.
If I have that one special shirt on, my Scrivener Solutions shirt that says...
I'm not ignoring you, honey.
I'm not ignoring you, honey. I'm just working. Yeah. And I did not bring that shirt on this trip, but I should have.
Well...
I need to... It's a white shirt, so my camping travel shirt needs to be not white.
Brown.
Yeah, brown to match the dirt that comes along with the mud that we acquire. One of the neatest vehicles, and I don't think it's the perfect vehicle for us, but I'm envious of it, is that Campulance. Yeah,
Sebastian and Melanie.
Yes, they own the Campulance.
Been following them for, I think, 1.5 years-ish on Instagram. Watched their travels.
Where are they from?
I want to say Switzerland.
I don't know. I love their accent. We sat on a golf cart with Sebastian for a little while.
Yeah, didn't even know it was him. The same one. I put 2 and 2 together and came up with, hey, I know this person now.
Then you can creep up on them.
Yeah, like I did.
And we did. We went over to their Campulance little compound.
Compound.
No, they're so nice. They came over to the shower tent when I was over there.
Yeah, 1.37 miles away.
Yeah, they came over there one at a time because they had to. They had to. I don't know.
They had to do whatever they had to do.
They had to do whatever they had to do. But they are super nice. But that vehicle is a converted ambulance. It's red, bright red, and they've traveled all over. But now they're selling it. And they have a QR code. They have the for sale thing on the back. And so if you're interested...
It is registered in Arizona.
Good deal.
So import is already done.
And I believe it's a reasonable price for what it seems fancy. Fancier than what we're living in.
Yeah.
They've done a fantastic job in what they do. And do they have solar on it?
Yeah.
And
battery.
Oh, it's just really cool. So
it's perfect for 2, people.
And it's not
huge.
It's not obnoxiously huge.
And it gets roughly 19.5 miles a gallon.
Well, that seems pretty good for that vehicle.
Yeah, I know it's better than this thing here we're sitting next to.
Well, but
that's smaller.
It's nimble.
It is nimble.
Every vehicle has their limitations.
There is no perfect vehicle.
There isn't. That's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
So we really enjoyed Sebastian and Melanie. I wish we could have talked to them more.
Yeah.
But that might have been creeping them out a little bit. Yeah. I don't know.
Who's that hairy guy? Bearded folk. Crazy.
Now, we didn't get to talk with them very much, but you've followed them for quite a while. They taught at the expo before, and you've checked them in. You've probably creeped up on them. It's the Traveling Together Journal.
Yeah. I caught them walking last year across the parking lot and say, "Hey."
And they were like,
Who's that guy?
That's Matt and Amy.
Yep.
And what do they do?
They travel down, I know they went down in Baja and across through there and do a lot of surfing. They have a extensive YouTube channel.
People should check them out. Do
Yeah.
do you watch their YouTube channel a lot?
Subscribed.
Well, good.
Wow, good.
That is excellent. And of course, we see Dirt Sunrise. We follow them.
Mm-hmm.
They've been way south.
Way south. They're
driving way south.
They're driving, I believe, to Ushuaia, the southern tip of South America.
They flew up to work for a month or two.
Yeah.
Up here.
They did.
Doing their overlanding teaching and tactical skills and all of that. That's Tim and Kelsey.
Yeah. Wonderful people.
You were volunteering at the info desk over there by the Camel Trophy, and I happened to be over there, and somebody asked for Tim, and they threw out their name, and the guy, I think from 7P, is like, well, I never knew what Tim's last name was. It's just the Tim. It's Tim.
Oh, you mean Tim?
Tim.
Yeah, he's over there.
I enjoy their videos.
Yeah.
I learn a lot from Kelsey on how she narrates and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could be as good as her. But
well, work. What you tell me.
I like them. They came over to our camp one evening and sat down and visited. But our campsite was perfect because it was where we could see the camel or the driving course.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where Tim and Kelsey and Maggie McDermut and then Josh Jewell, all those folks, Brian, they all work over there. And Tim was telling us that at this event place, they are not allowed to dig into the dirt.
No.
So to make the course, all the dirt had to be brought in, and then they had to remove it after the event.
Yeah, which might have been kind of cantankerous.
I would think so. That's quite the production. Yeah. And we had quite a show how they were making the hills and the valleys and and the rock obstacles,
mm-hmm.
and all of that. And one of the folks that we had met in the past, Josh Jewell,
mm-hmm.
Was over there apparently, but Tim was telling us because you did an Instagram post right outside our annex window.
Yeah, looking at a tree and then the field in the background.
Yeah, and you...
they were over there, packing down the dirt on the side of the hills there
with their vehicles,
and they'd go back and forth, and pack the dirt down. So they had two, one on each side, and Tim was in one, Josh was in the other. When they go up, and Tim would say, "Hey, Robert's here," and then
they'd back out,
and then they'd go back up again, and Josh say, "What?" Then they'd back out and go up again. "Robert's here," and we'll back out, and then go back up. "Where?" Back out and back up. "Over there."
That was a fun story.
That was funny.
Tim says it better.
Oh yeah,
but it also involves.
He's one of them public speakers.
It also involves hand motions.
Yeah.
Which you can't really see very well on a podcast.
No. It's over there.
Over there. Over where?
Kids.
Yeah, I know. And so we had lunch last year at East.
Yeah.
With Tim and Kelsey, Maggie McDermut,
mm-hmm.
and
this was before we even got to the event.
Yeah, and Josh Jewell.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we met Josh.
I was at the Magpie and 3, I believe it was.
It was.
Yep.
That's out east.
North Carolina.
And I like Maggie. She's so sweet.
Yeah.
She travels around. She was a recipient of the
Change the World Fund.
Change the World Fund, and she's a young adventurer.
Solo. Her and her dog.
Yeah. What kind of vehicle does she have?
It's an older Land Cruiser, mid-'80s, I want to say. I think 85, 86. I haven't really paid attention to the statistics or specifics on that, but I know it was purchased in Ozark, Missouri.
Well, you know it when you see it. That's for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't stick out, but it sticks out enough to say that's a little odd.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I like her. I attended a little bit of one of her classes, but she teaches at Overland, does a great job, and good people. And Josh, I really wish we could have met up with him. We only got to talk through a fence
and say, hey.
And he was out of there before, because he had another obligation. He had to fly out.
Oklahoma City, around Oklahoma City area.
He's a motorcycle guy.
Yeah, one of them two-wheeled persons.
And another person I believe that we've met through Overland, or through Tim and Kelsey, is Dennis Garmin.
Yeah.
We were introduced to Dennis Garmin. Tell us about Dennis.
Dennis has does a lot of leather working, which I like.
He does a little bit different technique than what you do, or style.
Yeah, his is he does excellent leather tooling, basket weave, serpentine, makes belts, bags, knife sheaths, notebook covers.
He has a website, Dennis Garmin Leather. Is that what it is?
I believe so.
Link in the show notes. We visited with him several times. Sometimes we could not visit with him because he was so busy with other customers. That was so great.
Yeah.
I think he had a good show this time.
I think it was his best.
What kind of vehicle does he have? Because I really like it. I have vehicle envy.
Well, it's a nice Jeep.
What is it, Wagoneer?
I believe so. Mid-70s.
I like it.
I
like the color.
I want to say a 76, 77-ish. We'll throw a picture up.
Yeah, you do have pictures.
I got pictures.
We creeped on him and took pictures.
Well, we creep on a lot of people.
I
just don't know about it.
Just check out our Instagram and our videos.
You could be on there.
I like Dennis. He seems shy and but very. He's just genuine. I like him. And his work is superb. Oh, he does holsters.
Yeah, gun holsters.
I don't
Goes
know.
to a lot of gun shows, sells exceptionally tooled gun holsters.
And he has a dozen at least different belt designs, the tooling on it.
I want to say 31.
Okay.
That's more than a dozen.
You can see that on his website, and you can specially order your own belt. And this year I
did buy a belt.
You wore your belt out.
No,
it
still works. I just ran out of holes in it.
It's too big for you.
It's too big for me.
But
so I downgraded.
You downgraded.
But I upgraded.
Downsized.
Upgraded. There we go.
Downsized. But you don't have the patience for that type of tooling.
No, it stresses me out.
But you do other things that are so detailed oriented with leatherworks. You're more into the old hunting bags and distressing.
Yep.
So more of those will be out on our website.
Oh, soon.
And then you were so nice to gift me a journal cover.
Yeah, I like it too, so I might be using it.
Yeah, it's 8.5 by 11. It fits 8.5 by 11 journal, which is awesome.
And tooled on the front and back.
Serpentine. Yeah. And he can personalize.
Yep, he can do that.
And he's out of California. Yeah.
Spends
I like
a lot
that.
of time in Arizona from what I heard.
Yeah.
Don't blame him.
He's never gone out to the east.
We need to change that.
It's a long drive for him.
It is a long drive.
But I do like
He
his
did
wagon.
ride his motorcycle the whole entire length of Route 66.
He did.
Yeah, all the way California to Chicago.
Awesome.
He wrote about that, I know.
Besides Dean Shirley that we met at our very, very first Overland Expo, we met up again with this guy that was our neighbor at our very first expo. Henry Eakle. And we follow him, but he is a character. I really like him.
Yeah, he was retired, I believe, when we first met him. Then he came out of retirement.
I've never met a
Zamboni
person. Now, he repairs them.
I think he does repair them.
And that is so cool. I am amazed at what all the opportunities there are out there in the world.
Yeah, there is. You never know what's out there.
He's a Jeep guy too.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're all there together.
He was our neighbor at our very, very first Overland experience, and he had some neat little gadgets in his Jeep, but it was just his Jeep, maybe an awning, and he had a pressure cooker that was really cool that I liked, but we have never gotten.
But it was neat.
I think he was out here last year, but we never got to land eyeballs on each other.
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
For just a split second.
Oh, but we didn't get to talk or anything.
No.
And then this year, he was parked just a little ways away from us.
He drove up, said, "Robert!"
Yeah, we got to talk a little bit.
You recognized his face.
Yeah.
Wasn't the vehicle. It was the face.
It was the face. And he has a trailer that is...
The bushwhacker.
My gosh. There's like room after room after room that just folds out.
It's like a mansion.
It is. Well, funny story.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought it was funny. Maybe not funny, haha, but maybe funny, huh. I was over at our camp. You were at your volunteer post, and so we were separated at the time. And there were a couple, a man and a woman, that were walking around, and as I was walking up to our camp, and they looked kind of lost, and they said, "Is this volunteer camping?" And I said, "Well, yes, it is." Knowing that they kind of looked lost, I said, "Can I help you?"
Mm-hmm.
"We're looking for Henry." And I said, "Eakle?" "Yes." "Well, he's just over here." So I walked him to his campsite.
Yeah.
"Well, is he like the king of the campsite?" And I said, "He most certainly is."
Tell them what they want to hear.
Exactly. So that was fun. We didn't get to spend a lot of time with Henry, but I always like to see him.
Yeah.
And we creep up on him on social too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Then there's Charly.
Oh, Charly.
We have gone to a couple of his classes, and he is such a smart guy. And he has
done a lot of things.
He has a self-defense background, survival background, medical background, and off the top of our head right now, I don't know his website, but Spliceworks on Instagram is what...
There's another one of them.
People need to look up. I'll have his official website, but he teaches survival skills.
Yeah.
And we took a class this time and out east. And he actually, out east, invited us, because he lives close to the Asheville area, and he invited us to come over and camp out at his place, which was super generous, but I really like him. He came, and he had a trailer this time.
Yeah, he was towing a teardrop.
So his camping experience was a little different than what he normally does, and he was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Well, I know we have missed some folks, but last year was the first time that we have taken a dog on our trip.
Yeah.
Because last year Oscar had injured his back, or his back leg stopped working, and he was in training wheels. And some people would recognize him from last year, or we would, they'd say, "Oh, cute dog." And we're like, "Yeah, last year he was in training wheels."
Oh, that's the one.
We remember. Well, Jonathan and Roseanne Hanson, the directors or the founders of Overland Expo, we saw them quite a bit through the show. And not that we know them very well or anything, but we do enjoy talking with them. And they recognize Oscar, maybe more so than us.
That's possible.
It's possible. We enjoy talking with them, and they're good people. And they've had some great adventures. And I love following Roseanne on Instagram. She journals.
A lot. Every day.
And last year I took a class, a journaling class, with Roseanne. And she draws. And I like how she sketches. And she said in that class is like, you can learn to do this. I took a class to do it, and then you just get better. And I think that's an outlet that someday I might just do.
Yeah.
Because I just think I I can't even draw stick figures. But it's
stick figures is better than no figures.
But you know what? It's whatever we convince ourselves that we can and can't do.
That's true.
So I'm thinking that's her work is just beautiful, and I love her Instagram.
Yeah.
So, but I know that we have seen. Can you think of anybody else? I know we've slept since then.
We've slept a little bit since then.
And we've been on more adventures since we've recorded this. So I know we're missing people, and we apologize. We still love you.
Yeah. We'll make it up somehow.
Yeah. But those of you that are listening, all 6 of you.
Yeah.
Oh, it may be 7 this week.
Could be 7 now.
And we appreciate you listening, and we hope you still hang in there. But check out these other folks and follow their adventures. Yeah. Because if
we're not the only ones doing this.
If you are not out and about experiencing the journey, I mean, goodness.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? So until next time. Oh, wait a second. Where can they find us?
BeenThereDoingThat.com.
And Instagram.
Been there doing that.
YouTube.
Facebook, been there doing that. YouTube. Been there doing that. I see a theme.
I think, Robert, you only need about 4 or 5 more folks to reach 100.
I don't know. I've been off the grid for a couple days, so
yeah.
I could have over 100 now. But
your goal
is to hit 100 subscribers before the end of the year.
Help Robert out. If you're a YouTube person.
Even if you don't watch them, just subscribe.
Yes.
I'm not begging.
Yes, we are.
Okay, maybe I am.
Until next time.
Watch your top knot.